Hey everyone, so at the beginning of the year I told you that I ordered my very own customized plum paper planner and I really loved it. I was so excited to get it and I really enjoyed the fact that I was able to add birthdays, holidays, my own life events, add-ons, and just design it exactly how I wanted it, and I loved it. And then last week I came on and I told you that there were some things I would change. I also told you what I loved about the planner, and then I told you ultimately why I'd be replacing it. And I want to know if there are people who can make it through an entire calendar or academic year with the same planner. If you can, you need to leave me a comment below because I just can't seem to do this. But anyway, I do love the planner and I love its quality. So what I did is I ordered another plum planner. It's similar to this, but there are some differences. So I'm really excited to go ahead and unbox that now. So when it came in the mail, it reminded me of the excitement the first time because I was like, I cannot wait to see this. So when you order a plum planner, it comes like this if you enjoy bubble wrap, which is good. It's also nice because I believe this ships from California, so you know that it is sturdy and in plastic wrapping and bubble wrap and all of that. So I mentioned this in my last video, but they give you a few little papers that come with it, and my favorite paper is this one right here, the plum paper cover material. And what's so cool about this is that it says on here that it's water resistant, tear proof, and rigid and sturdy. Sample, try me. And if you try to rip this, like, you cannot rip this. And I've tried pouring water on it too, and it's just like, it is so sturdy. So it's not like a regular piece of paper or even cardstock. Like, it is such a sturdy cover. So anyway, if you get one of those, definitely try it out. It will impress you. So yeah, so let's take this out of the plastic. All right, so as I open this up, the first page is just that intro page where you put your name, and then you flip open to the 2021 perpetual calendar, which is really nice to have at the front of the planner. And then the next page has special dates, so January through December. Now, if you're like me and you're not gonna put special dates at the front because you're not gonna reference that, you're just gonna look at your monthly overview, you can put your goals, you can put something happy or wonderful that happened in that month, you can put, you know, something you remember, something that's important. You can really do whatever you want with that space. And then the next is open. So it's got the same columns, but there are no months. It's blank. And it says ideas, plans, and goals. So you really have a lot of free space. You can adjust that. And what's interesting is that this is the exact same layout as the larger planner. It's just sized down, right? So that's really cool to know that, you know, you still have all of those things in the planner that's bigger. It's just a little bit smaller. So maybe if you need something a little bit smaller for your backpack, your purse, you're on the go, you're not losing any pages, you're just getting things that are sized down a little bit. Now, as I get into the months, I am always so impressed with the tabs. Now, I picked a different color theme. I think I picked the bright for my big planner and then like more of a neutral color for my new medium-sized planner, which I really like. So the first month, January, which obviously we're into April now, is a navy, and I don't know, I really like these colors. The tabs are laminated and they're just really beautiful and they look really high quality. Now that front page, the first page of the month, is on that cardstock or that really thick paper, which I like. Like, it is so thick, you could definitely use a Sharpie, it wouldn't bleed through. And one thing that's different actually in the monthly overview in the medium planner and it's different than the large planner, this is the first difference I've noticed, is that the circles in the front, in the months, are plain. Whereas in the large, they say goal 1, goal 2, goal 3. And honestly, I like it better because maybe you don't want to write your goals there. Maybe your goals are on a separate goals sheet, or they're in the front, or they're in the back. But I really like that those circles are blank, so you can put whatever you want in there. And then you get an empty sheet next to it of just lined paper. So you can put whatever you want, notes, goals, a tracker, you can put anything that you're looking forward to that month. Really, the world is your oyster. You can put whatever you want there, but it's a nice way to get into the monthly overview. Moving along to the monthly overview, I'm looking at it now. Again, it's exactly the same. So you get your monthly overview calendar. If you got birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, everything you wanted pre-printed in there, it's coming up exactly the same here as it did in my first planner. The only difference is that I've added a bunch more holidays, which is really cool because, you know, I'm I'm trying to remember that just because I don't celebrate it doesn't mean that maybe my friends or my coworkers, my neighbors aren't celebrating it, and it's an opportunity to learn about something. So I put every holiday that they offer into my new planner. So I'm really excited to look up some new things, learn about some new things. And on the right side, there's an empty column so you can write down, whatever you need. I used to put bills in that column, and then when I would pay them, I would check it. And then when I saw it clear from my account, I would highlight it. I've relocated my budget to be online now, so I don't use that anymore, but you could use it for that, or whatever. And then at the bottom, you get a small mini calendar for next month. So if I'm looking at January, I get a small calendar in the bottom for February. So really loving the monthly overview. And in case I didn't say it, my calendar starts on a Sunday and goes through to a Saturday. I can't remember with Plum Paper Planner, that alliteration, Plum Paper Planner, if you have the opportunity to choose whether you want that start date or not. I'll have to look into that, but mine goes from Sunday to Saturday. All right, now here's where things change. Here's where things get different. Now I want to be a weekly person, but I've realized that if I'm not a student and I'm not a teacher, I am not going to use a weekly the way that I used to, which kind of makes me sad because I just love a nice monthly with a few weeks behind it, and then you get the next month and a few more weeks. But ultimately, I just don't use planners like that anymore, and I don't want to have something that I'm not going to use. Now, what I do find that I do throughout the month is I like to have lists, or don't forget that you've got this going on, or you know what, I just need a place to write something down real quick. So what I did is I added, this was an addition because you have so many different options for add-ons. I added on 5 sheets, which equals 10 pages of just line paper. So you'll see in my original planner, I got the most gorgeous, beautiful weekly layout with my top 3 and my tracker and all that. And it's gorgeous, but I wasn't using it, and I hated just like having like all of this empty space, whereas I just really needed some line paper. So I put that in there. Now, one thing that I did keep in my old planner that I put in my new planner is the reflection. I love this because sometimes people ask me with planning, do you write down what you're going to do or what has already happened? And I was like, that is such a profound question, because a planner can help you plan for the future. But the reason why I never get rid of my planners is because I think that it can really help you reflect on your past. So it's almost like a journal a little bit. So I kept the reflection in there because it asks you the past month in 3 words. You have a wellness scale. You can rate on a scale of 1 to 10, happiness, calmness, productivity, fulfillment, energy, health. You can write down what you started, finished, top 3, things you did, places you went, foods you ate, things I read or watched. And by the way, I just got my first vaccine, which I am so grateful for. So soon there are going to be opportunities to put places I went or foods I ate or things I did. So I'm really grateful for that. And I just like having this as a keepsake, the most memorable part of the month, and then flipping it over. This month's main goal, progress I made, how I succeeded this month, how I can improve for next month, and steps to reach improvement. So I try to make sure that I fill out about 80% of this. Like, I might make my goals for the month starting on the next month, and I might not think, oh, well, what sorts of steps do I need to do to improve? Like, I might not dig that deep. Maybe some people are goal setters and they're better at goals than me. I don't know. Everyone has their own method. So I might not go that deep with the reflection, but it is there if you want to. And I like to just, again, have it as more of a keepsake look back. Where was I? What was I doing? What was I thinking? What was I feeling? So I really am glad that I added that. And you get 1 reflection page for each month for the whole year. All right, so I was determined to make my planner a little bit smaller, which I did. It is smaller. In terms of like thickness, I think I was unsuccessful with that, but that's okay. Now, when you add sections to the back, you actually get another tab, which I really like. So I added a gratitude section, which I'm really excited for. My goal is that between now and the end of the year, I want to fill this up. So it's 10 pages. 10 sheets, so 20 pages of 5 I'm grateful for spots because. And you know what? I think that there are obviously those things in life that you're grateful for, your family or your friends or your health. And those are all incredibly important things to be grateful for. But I also like to think of like the small things. Like, have you ever taken the trash outside and for some reason, like one of your neighbors, like they might be doing laundry and like the air smells like fresh laundry? I know that's like so random, and maybe you're like, you're crazy, or maybe you're like, yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. But I am talking about those small nuanced details that you're just like, wow, here is a moment in space and time that I am grateful for. It doesn't matter that we've just, are coming out of a pandemic and everything's changed and everything feels different. Like this moment right here, right now, I appreciate. So I want to fill up this section. That is one of my goals for this year, so that I can look back and remember those things, both large and small. Sure, maybe I will write down like, you know what, I might get to spend Thanksgiving with my whole family this year. And you know, I've learned not to take that for granted. So those are big things, but I want to put the small things too. So I'm really, really excited to use this new gratitude section. The next section I added is to-do list. Now I believe I added 10 sheets here as well. So it is 10 sheets, so 20 pages, and there's 4 to-do lists on each side. And I really, really like this. My only thing is I'm wondering if I'll use it. So I will report back in a few months and let you know, because sometimes I'll just put my to-do list on the line pages after each month. But you know what? Maybe there will be separate sections for to-do lists and I can put it back here. So I will keep you updated, but either way, I'm really glad to have it just to see if I can put it to good use. All right, and the last sections are notes, notes, and notes. So the first is lined pages, which you never know what you might need to write down, followed by just blank pages. I've never really had just blank pages in my planner, but we'll see if I use them. And then lastly is going to be some grid pages. Now, I want to give you some unsolicited advice. Here we are, it's the internet. If you're a person that's like, I want to do the bullet journal thing, but you're like, I need a happy medium of like a planner and a bullet journal, because I just like the straight lines. You start to write something in cursive, you spell it wrong, it's a mess, it's not even, you're like off by 2 inches or like whatever. Get a planner with months and then just get a bunch of the grid pages in the back, because that allows you to have the calendar, to stay organized, put your birthdays in, all of that. And then with the grid pages in the back, you can make trackers, you can do, you know, really just like anything. Again, like you can be as creative as you want, but you have like a little bit of structure. So I'm really excited to use all of these dot pages in the back. Now, going back to comparing it to my original planner, it does have some of those extras. So at the back of the planner, after the dot pages, there is a page for contacts, which to be honest, I probably won't use that just because I have a Google Doc with all of my addresses. I don't know if I've mentioned this in a previous video, but 10 years ago when I was getting ready to get married, my mom put all of our family's addresses in a document online in Comic Sans font and sent it to us, and I have used that same document. And it's actually nice because then if another family member is like, hey, what's so-and-so's address, you could just email it to them. So again, I am not that there's anything wrong with being a paper planner, but everyone's like, it's 2021, use something online. And I'm not opposed to that. Like my bills and budget stuff is online. You know, like I just said, my addresses are online, but I just like this because it's like half planning, but also half journaling. Like it's just a nice, again, I keep going back to this word, but a nice keepsake. So anyway, I probably won't use the contact list, but it is there if you want it front and back. Next one is passwords, which I've learned recently, it's not secure to write your passwords on a piece of paper. You should get an online password manager. You proud I mentioned that? It's my husband over there in the corner. So, but maybe you are a person who's like, I have my password memorized, but I just need to know if it's one of my 5 passwords. Is it the one that starts with A, B, C, D, or E? And you write your login down. I don't know. I'm not telling you what to do. Maybe you want something more secure than that. You can use an online password manager, but there is a password page in the back. And then you get a 2022 perpetual calendar, January through December. And then in the end, I did, actually, I think this was included. There's a little packet. This was not an add-on. It's just a little folder, which I just love when planners have this because you never know when you're going to get a bill, a piece of mail, something that's important that you don't want to use your little COVID vaccine card, whatever it is, and it can go in here. And then that is it. That's my new planner. So here we have it, my new baby. I love it. It definitely is gonna be a little bit thicker, but size-wise in terms of dimensions, I think it's 7 by 9 and I really, really like it. So I'm just excited to use it. I think it's gonna suit me more. And like I said, I just hope that I'm done getting planners for the year. I know it's like a little bit of a thing for me, I guess. Leave me a comment below and let me know if you're a person that gets a planner in November, December, January and uses it all year religiously, no matter what, or if you're like, yeah, I'm like you, Rebecca, where I start with a planner and then I change my mind and then I need a new planner, and you know how the whole thing goes. So let me know how things are going with your planner for 2021. Leave a comment below. And if you enjoyed this, like, subscribe, and I hope to see you next time. I've seen a lot of really impressive bullet journal, let me try that again, bullet journalers, journal.